Most challenging part of my journey has been I don't have any business background. I just wanted a kettlebell gym, so I opened one up, and it kind of was a crash and burn in some cases journey of getting a business from 0 customers to profitability, and I still struggle. So it's just been scary having a business of my own, but I'm glad that I started working with MPE because they're helping me think like a business owner instead of a trainer, because I only know training, I don't know business ownership, I don't have any kind of business background. And so having people to help me think like a business owner has been really, really helpful, because that's what I struggle most with. I'm Delaine Ross from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is Condition Kettlebell Gym. In college, I was on the dance team and I waitressed. I was working 6 nights a week, running up and down stairs with heavy trays. So I never felt the need to go to a big box gym or have any kind of personal trainer, because I was active just in my everyday life. But then when I graduated, I was gonna be sitting at a desk and behind a truck, behind the wheel of a truck every day, all day, and thought maybe I should start going to a gym. And I had absolutely no idea what I should be doing, so I got OCD about it. I was going 6 days a week for cardio, 4 days a week for weight training, a couple of stretching, yoga, Pilates classes. None of it ever made sense to me. I just did it because I thought I had to do it. And then I moved out to California, had 12-hour work days, and heard on the radio one day this magic weight training, strength, cardio, mobility, all at the same time, 3 times a week, 45 minutes, all you need to do. And it was too good to be true, but it was weird enough that I wanted to try it out. So I tried it out. That's where I met Brett Jones on the first day. Heavens opened up for the first time. Non-sport exercise made sense to me. A month after I had joined the gym, Brett Jones came up to me and said, "You kind of have a knack for this training. Why don't you do this RKC thing?" Well, I had been doing kettlebells for 4 or 5 weeks and I had never heard of the RKC. I just did the class down the street that made sense and was fun and was giving me results. So I trusted Brett and I looked it up, and it was pretty expensive, and I had to travel to Minneapolis, and I looked at him and I was thinking, well, why would I do this if this isn't my day job? And he said, well, you could teach here if you wanted. So I went ahead, signed up in February for the September 2006 RKC, and looking forward to teaching the kettlebell classes was the best part of my day. So that was my release, and I'm like, well, I think I want to do this all the time, and I miss the city of Atlanta, and I want to move back. So maybe I can just move back and have my own place, and then I can be my own boss, and then I can do this all the time. In the summer of 2007, I was waiting, I was going to get out of debt, I was going to do all these different things, and then things were never lining up the right way. And I had some pretty wise people tell me, if you're always waiting for the right time, it's never gonna happen, because there's never gonna be a time when everything's perfect. So I looked on the internet, found this place, sight unseen, and talked to the sales office, and they played this, hard sale. We're gonna raise the prices in September, so as long as you close by the end of September, then you can have the old prices, which, obviously now you could get a much better deal than in September of 2007. But they said I had to do it, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm moving in a month and a half. And so I did Z-Health R-Phase one weekend, quit my job, Z-Health R-Phase. From Z-Health R-Phase, I went to Minneapolis and assisted at RKC. From there, went straight back to move here and open up the doors with 0 customers. So when I opened up the business, I had a pretty good website that I had been promoting the first intro class for a few months. I advertised in a couple of local publications, handed out some flyers, joined a business networking group called PowerCore, which is similar to BNI, they're just local. And that's how I started to build my business. Then we got word of mouth, and then in the first 6 months, we grew to 25 customers, and then I hired a publicist, and she helped get me in pretty much every Atlanta publication within the first year, and we grew from 25 to 85. And then she became too expensive, and then I realized I wasn't being taught anything by her, I was just getting put in the media. So I started to think, maybe I need to market better, which I later found out it wasn't marketing, but sales and being a business owner that I needed to be better at. But I was looking for a marketing coach at the time, and I asked a friend, who should I look to? So he gave me 4 or 5 names. I Googled them all, and I got on their mailing list, and Kind of over the next 4 to 6 months, I was unsubscribing from everyone, but I never unsubscribed from MPE because that knowledge and the information that I was getting from their emails made me always open it, always read the blog. So I started out with the maximum response binder. The information was so good, I jumped on with Evolution Accelerator, and then I just kept wanting more and more pieces that it only made sense to do the leap to VIP. So after the MPE spring training event, I decided to have my first instructor-employee meeting. But before that meeting, I pulled out my goal sheet that I had filled out in December. And I knew after spring training that things were going a lot better than they had been, but I didn't realize how much better until right before that meeting, I'm pulling out our mission statement and the goals that I had made 6 months before and saw how many of the goals had been met in 6 months instead of 1 year. So in December, when I signed up with Evolution Accelerator, I had 53 students, and my goal was to get to 85 by December, and we'd already hit 92. I wanted to shoot a DVD by the end of the year, and had shot one on April 3rd. I wanted to get out of the split schedule because we had about 30 classes a week, and I was teaching 26 of the 30 classes a week back in December, and now I only teach, once, if any, every day. And then a big goal I had was to move out of the gym because it's in a live workspace, and I was pretty much living in the storage room of the gym for almost 4 years. And 5 weeks ago, I moved out a mile down the street to an apartment so I can be out of the gym and it can run itself without me here. I'm a relatively new MPE client, but I've seen great improvements in just 6 months, but I definitely have a long way to go to be where I want to be. I want this business to run itself. I have amazing instructors and I trust them, and they're great people and they're invested, and I want them to be able to grow with the place. And having the business run itself is important to me because to have the lifestyle I want, I can't be tied here every single day in the day-to-day operations. And NPE's really helped me get out of my own head and step away and have that slightly elevated view of the business as an entity of itself and not my job that I go to every day, but something that can grow and flourish without me being here all the time. When I decided that I was going to go out on my own and open a business, Brett told me some really great advice that I did not take. He said, don't start a new business and don't make your hobby your business until you make more money at your hobby than you do at what you're doing now, which might be a little extreme, but I also wouldn't move across the country and open up a business with 0 customers either. So I think somewhere in between those two pieces is where someone should be. Have a little bit of a client base at least, but make the leap because, as I was told when I wanted to do it, there's never a right time. So you just got to do it. If you want it, just do it.